lost trying to find your way in a world that you don't understand. You get tired of being pushed away, left there without a plan. Keep me close when the part of you breaks and you can't fix what's on your mind. Keep me close when the darkness finds you faster than the speed of light. I wanna sing it at the top of my lungs. I know we can make it through. I'm gonna scream it from the top of my lungs. Yeah, together we can make it through. We'll make it through. We'll make it through. We'll make it through. We can 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 make it. We can make it through. We can make it through. We can make it through. You came to me with your heart on your sleeve, bags packed, you're ready to leave. There's hope in your eyes, I can finally see. You were lost, but now you're free. Keep me close when the part of you breaks and you can't fix what's on your mind. Keep me close when the darkness finds you faster than the speed of light. I wanna sing it at the top of my lungs. I know we can make it through. I'm gonna scream it from the top of my lungs. Yeah, together we can make it through. We'll make it through.
Fanatical.
We'll make it through.
We might see a little bit of a Fnatic push here. Should get spotted out by the sweeper, but it shouldn't matter. Flash away from Leona. However, they use it onto Vi. Vi getting dropped very low. Should end up dying here. Hecarim using the ultimate to secure the kill onto Vi. And they get the pick that they need. This is a free dragon for Mailbox's Angels in this Cho'Gath. And right now it's 4v4 and ton of damage going down right now. Oh, and there's the chomp. Vi ends up going down. Leona ends up going down. And they might even try to look to end here. Using the ultimate though,
here on the
right on the Shinoli. Shinoli getting caught out. Ornhorn's coming in now. Everybody's going in. Hecarim using the ultimate. And oh my goodness, one above popping off, doing a ton of damage though on the back end of this fight. Tristana trying to get out now. This is a lost fight for Mailbox Angels. You got to get out of here. Mundo though chases down Tristana. Last man standing is the Alistar, trying to make it out, but will not be able to. There is an ace. And oh my goodness, one above is 5-1 right now.
Is this it? Is this it? Yep, this is it.
Yep.
We're on the last of preseason.
This is the final week of preseason. For all of you guys who are unfamiliar, this is a new segment that we're gonna do this season. Nikolai, you want to introduce it?
Yeah, it's something we actually been coming around for a while as Aiden hops in to join us shortly. We decided to do this as a weekly, I guess, podcast. It's not podcast/stream. So right now, I didn't name this, but it's an analyst of very interesting dudes, which will be coming on once a week before the start of a new week and the end of the previous week. The official day is unsure for now because we're unclear as to how the schedule will be running. But as soon as we do get everything out of the way, we should be actually using this as a weekly show where we're going to be breaking down the games from last week, talking about a few other ideas, talking about the weeks ahead. It's a more loosening show because we don't have an analyst desk. We only have myself and like maybe a few other people who ever want to hop in on here. So it's not like we're, ever gonna have like a full-on analyst desk. We're not we don't have LCS budget, although we have better LCS production. Let's be honest about it. We got better production value than the LCS, so.
What's up? I'm here. Sorry, I was getting rank in Valorant. My bad.
Wow,
we won. We won. It's worth. We won.
Is Valorant that much more important than AVG?
No, it's not. But it's real. I kind of forgot about this, but it's okay because I'm here now.
It's okay. I almost forgot about our own show too. But joining me today on our on our pre-preseason, as we're going to call it. Wait, is it pre-preseason or is it pre-pre-preseason? What is it? It's pre-something. It's prehistoric. It's predominant. It's an analysis of very interesting dudes right here on AVG as we're getting Aiden online shortly.
You're welcome for the name, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for the name. I didn't know what to come up with. Do you know what I think of when I think of Avid? So Avid was an actual thing that was in my middle school for all the smart kids. There was that and there was Gate. Those were the two things that were for all the smart kids.
It was called Avid, though?
It was called Avid, except I forgot what it was called. But it was for the smart kids.
Oh.
I was in Gate because I was that type of smart. But I wasn't Avid because I guess Avid was for like if you wanted to be in student government and you had good grades. And I really did not like the student government in high school, so I was like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, I wasn't much of a school government type of person either.
Oh,
I just make all the decisions.
My sister was, and let's just I'm just gonna be flat out honest. It made her a piece of shit because she literally got a big head out of it. But anyways, personal stuff aside, we're going to be talking a little bit. We're going to go over the recap of season 1 for all the new people who may not know how the new season actually went. Talk a little bit about season 1. We're going to go over season 2, what to kind of expect, rumors, speculations, and things to watch for season 2, since it does start officially next week, actually. It's already
freaking hype. Let's do this.
It's already a week away. So I want to talk about a little about season 1, Aiden. And so last season we had a twist in the standings. Regular season, we had 2 undefeated teams who went from first, second seed respectively to literally fighting for the playoff spot as the 5th and 6th seed. And then they get knocked out in the first and second round respectively, and then we ended up getting a bunch of sweeps. It playoff bracket stages was literally sweep after sweep after sweep until grand finals, where it was a 3-1 rubber ducky team did end up. But it was basically rubber ducky team 3-1ing Mailbox's Angels to take the title of the first season. And it was quite interesting because we had a team drop out right in the middle of the season. So it wasn't our full 10-man team like we normally did. And there was a bunch of midseason changes. But new season, and a lot of these players are now looking for teams. So I want to go back up, to season 1. What were some of your thoughts from last season?
I thought it was fun. It was really fun. I didn't play in it. I was just kind of behind the scenes, but it was still super fun to watch and moderate and all that fun stuff. Huge congrats to the Rubber Ducky team for coming out with the dub. And I hear they're trying to make it they're trying to repeat that again this season, right? Aren't they getting the full squad back together?
As far as I'm concerned, I haven't heard from them at all. So I don't know if they're actually coming back. I mean, those are just speculations because Mailbox's Angels is now broken up too. A lot of the teams, like every team has broken up. So it's not like a lot of the teams are running back. Like Mailbox's Angels, there's no confirmation of if they're getting all their squad members back together. Their AD carry is going to the mid lane now. OTS broke apart, the number 3 seed. Luck of the draw, there's been no speculations on them. And a lot of these players and teams are trying to basically rebuild and rebrand and trying to find a proper foothold so that they can do better as they did last season. So all this is just rumors right now. So we won't officially know, I think, until later in the week. So we won't actually find out if Rubber Ducky team is running it back or if they're not, if they're all going to be split apart.
Yeah, really interesting to see all the new faces that are going to be coming around. I'm really looking forward to that. We love seeing new people here. But maybe, although Aided, the captain for Rubber Ducky team, may not get to get his full squad back there, I'm sure him alone is really, really tasting that two-peat, so let's say.
Yeah, definitely too. And I want to recap a little bit of still about season 1 before we go into season 2. I want to ask, what player overperformed and performed better than you expected, and which player underperformed?
That's a big question. Are you referring to just?
I'm talking about the whole season in general. That does include playoffs.
Okay. May have to give me a minute on this one.
Yeah, it's a tough subject because there
is.
was a lot of players either started off really hot and then they just kind of crashed and fell, or they just came in late into the season, hit the ground running. Some of them started slow and then they picked up the steam and then really did well in heading into the final weeks of the regular season and playoffs.
Yeah, and so much happened during the course of the season. Like you were saying, like it just goes like a pendulum. You can start off really good, end up bad. You can start off bad, end up really good. It's really comes down to what exactly like you're doing like on your own time, I guess. Stuff. Let me find the. It's tempting to say someone from the people that were in the finals, like Rubber Ducky team or No Boxes Angels, but I'm trying to see if there are any standouts.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
To be fair, OT has had the majority of its old rosters. Yeah, from what I've heard, this is just rumor speculation that they've actually kept one of their players. So they are running it back with 2 of the original members from OTS. So it hasn't been confirmed yet. None of the rosters have been confirmed from what I've been told, but OTS is actually rebranding. And this was after they finished 3rd, and they were one Nexus race away from taking a game off of Mailbox's Angels, and then literally that game one, that survival fight to win game one of the semifinals. And it was the most disgusting thing ever. I don't know if you remember watching that series, Aiden, where they were pushing into the base for OTS, and they had caught out Nikolai. They had caught out the AD carry. They forced a Zillion ultimate, and they were on the Nexus towers, and then they just lost that fight to lose game one and ultimately just get swept 2-0.
I don't remember that. No, what was I doing? I don't know what I was doing. That was way too far. That was way too far long ago. But like, yeah.
That was like a month ago.
There's no way.
That was like a little over a month ago.
That was at least 4 months ago. What do you mean?
There was no way that was 4 months ago. There was no,
definitely
way that was 4
definitely
months
wasn't that
ago.
long.
There was no way that was 4 months ago. Who is a team y'all want to see a second time in season 2?
Ultimate Dan. No flame.
No flame.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Ultimate Dan, we love you.
If they're still here, let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Who would you want to see in season 2? Are we talking? Wait. Are we talking about full squads, or are we talking about players in specific?
Yeah, I think it might mean just like complete run it back, like the same squads, just everything all over again.
This might be a little bit of favoritism, but I would have loved to see Mailbox's Angels run it back just to see how they would have gone if maybe, because I heard there was some issues in regards to like draft mostly. So if they actually would have gotten a better draft, would they have actually done better? I think OTS actually. I would have actually loved to see OTS with their full roster with Minneapolis PD in the jungle, just to see how they would have run for a full season.
Yeah, honestly, I agree with that. I think On the Spot would have been a really, really cool team to watch because they have a bunch of talented players. They just couldn't really find that footing.
Especially with the swap. I mean, you're talking about Zealot going from ADC to top, and then Looney went from top lane to ADC. So who knows what would have happened if... And we saw kind of the full extent of their team in that 2-0 series, though, against Mailbox's Angels, where they looked really good, but it just kind of felt like their drafting was kind of their evident downfall because they let the Viego go twice through the draft, and yeah. So I mean, if I'm getting word from our uppers that we actually have some rosters, or is this from okay, I guess it's from the player ranked, the player list so far that are currently available. So you can see like Lenny is currently on the free agent list. And okay. So these are all the players that are on the... So these are players that have signed up so far. So it is not confirmed that they've been on teams yet, but assuming that these people are not on teams, I mean, you have... Honestly, you have... we have Drown. Oh my god, everybody was spamming the chat. I don't know if you remember.
I remember. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Drown as a free agent. Lenny's a free agent. I don't know who Demon Angel was. Who is Demon Angel? Okay. Demon Angel. I don't know if I ever casted a game with Demon Angel, so I'm not as knowledgeable. Yeah, nothing is final. Spend this draft to help out.
That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah. It's a good thing that Intensified noted out. It's like nothing is final yet, because I know the teams have still not been finalized. So, granted, a lot of these teams are not finalized yet. Star Queen Asuna, 0 kills is also worthy pickup. I mean, he was number 4 ranked AD carry last year in a very AD carry heavy league, honestly. So I mean, and that goes to the next question, Aiden. Do teams prioritize AD carries this season for how stacked they are, or do they look elsewhere?
I think it's got to be ADC. ADC is, as a mid lane solo queue Echo one trick. I hate the role AD carry. I hate playing against it. I hate playing it because it's so like stupidly broken, in my opinion, this season. But I can't play it because there's something wrong with me, I guess. But I think that people do have to prioritize AD carry over really any role. Maybe jungle. Jungle is up there as well. But AD carry and jungle definitely have to be the first to go. I think they should be your strongest players. But you still want to have like a strong overall roster. Like you don't want to have like 2 really good players like in the jungle or ADC, and then have like a not as good like top laner or mid laner, because like all the roles are impactful this season. Some more than others, but like you don't want to go against like a 10-0 Garen like as an AD carry. You just don't want to do that because it just runs you down, right? And like you can't kill him because he's Garen. He's tanky.
Looking
like,
at
you have to have a very balanced roster. But I think ADC is the way to go.
looking at all the ADCs though, which one are you surprised? Except Yogiza captain submission. I don't know about that one, buddy. Sorry, but looking at all the AD carries from last year, it's a very interesting to note that Nikolai is actually swapping over. Is that going to make a big impact in terms of like the AD carries of like top ones? Because we don't know if one above is coming back. Oh no, he is actually on the roster, so he is coming back. I don't see Dankim's name. Has Dankim actually officially signed up? Have we confirmed?
Oh.
So Dankim hasn't signed back up, and Dankim was the number 2 ranked AD carry. So it's literally one above a former number 2 who hasn't signed up. The number 3 has swapped roles. So is there going to be a race to see who can pick up one above, or is it going to be maybe you invest in another AD carry that may be unknown, but also can be a really good pickup for the future?
I think it'll just come down to at this point. I think it's like obviously, like I said, you want a really good AD carry. You want someone who you're familiar with, because I'm sure one above and the other AD carries are talking like with their former captains. They're like, okay, we kind of want to get on the same team again, right? And I think that in order to like compete with these AD carries, you obviously have to have like another AD carry, or at least another AD carry that can hold their own against these. I don't want to say high elo. I would just say like high tier. High tier. That's a good word. A high tier AD carries. And then you can always try to balance out like the skill difference. I guess the best way to say it. Sorry if that sounds like flam. Try to balance out the skill diff in another lane, I guess, like through mid, because mid is still strong. Not as strong as it was at the beginning of the season. For Echo.
Yeah, if we want to scroll down the list, please, production. Going through the junglers and going through, see, it's interesting because you have 2 changes with both Intensify going from the jungle role to the mid. And then you also have, like we mentioned, Nikolai is actually moving into the mid lane from the ADC position. We have a new player with only Carnage, who has been kind of rumored as a really good AD carry, or not an AD carry, but a mid lane player. But we're wondering how he's going to adapt to the AVG, where a lot of these players have been kind of working or like with each other for a while now. But he's known a lot of these same people too. So there's actually not as big of a mid lane pool as I thought there'd be. There seems to be more junglers in top lane and AD carries than anything else, really.
Yeah, jungle and ADC makes sense because those, like I've said, are the strongest roles right now, in my opinion. Top is interesting. I'm kind of surprised it's up there, just because top is like notoriously just like an on your own role. It's more of a solo queue role. You don't really. Most people don't play top just to like be on a team. You know, like you play top because you like a champion up there, or that you feel like you can just hard carry like I don't know Urgot or Darius or some other super fun interactive champion.
Right.
Yeah, it's just kind of it is kind of shocking that top is up there, but regardless, there's a lot of good.
There's definitely a lot of good players.
Yeah,
Out of some of the few who swap positions, Intensify, Nikolai, Complex even moving down from top lane to AD carry. Bilester moved down from the mid lane to the AD carry position. So out of the known players that you know have swap roles, which one do you think is going to have a hard time in their role, and who do you think is going to have an easy time in their role?
well, so it kind of depends on what role you're coming from and where you're going, because if you're like a mid laner and you're going to ADC, it's generally like easier because you already know about wave management, you know how to farm, you know how to last it. It just kind of, but you also have like that support there to help you out a little bit. And the lane's longer, so you can get ganked easier. But again, it's only from one side rather than two. But if you're going from like mid lane or AD, or going to mid lane or AD carry from like jungle, it's going to be significantly harder, because you know you're not used to like all the lane, like how lanes work, how like roaming works, how like you're supposed to like do cheater recalls and stuff like that. Maybe like you have a vague idea, but like you won't have as much experience as the hard mid or ADC one tricks, I guess. Same with top. Top goes like that as well.
So
Yeah.
possibly we could see someone like Intensify struggle a bit because he's transitioning from a role that primarily doesn't focus on freezing and different type of positions versus say someone like Complex who already knows how to like wave management, and he can find a support who knows how to help with wave management in a sense.
I think it's possible, yeah. Going from jungle to mid is kind of like if you're a mid laner going from mid to jungle. You don't really know what the hell you're doing at first, but I know Intensify's been playing a lot of mid like just recently. So, and he is a diamond tier player. So like obviously if you're diamond, you have a very good concept of the game in general, regardless of whether your role is like an actual lane or not. So yeah, I think it's possible that he could, but I overall I think he'll be fine.
I would like to see him match up against Nikolai, because there's been a few different clips of the preseasons that we've kind of had lately, and it just kind of feels like a lot of the players, although they think they're in teams right now and they're playing still, like it's just felt like it's very team oriented, because from what I've been hearing from the rumors is that Intensify's been playing for lane, while Nikolai's been kind of playing for a more team oriented, and that's going to be the thing too as the meta shifts, because we don't know where this meta is going still. Because we're going to be playing on 11.7, I believe, and that's I believe next week's patch, if I remember. I don't know if the patch is coming out today or the next week.
I believe it's next week.
Is it next Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so by the time preseason starts, it's going to be like right at the cusp of this. Like a lot of the big AD carries are going to be nerfed. Kais is finally getting a huge nerf. Thank
Let's
God.
go.
Thank God. But then it becomes the question of, are these teams going to be focusing back onto the solo laners? And we just kind of discussed about it. Like a lot of these players have like one kind of style, and is this going to be where a lot of these players are going to have to adapt to a new style too from what they previously were in?
I mean, so League is all about situations, right? Like there's no formula to be good at the game. You have to be able to adapt as the game goes on. So the answer to your question is perhaps, I guess. It really just comes down to what like the player is able to do in game, because like if they can think fast if they're like on their toes and stuff, then they can certainly like perform better.
Yeah, so there's a few clips that our production team has pulled up, and I kind of want to highlight on some of the preseason stuff too, because we had some really interesting notes to point out during the preseason, where a lot of these players have either looked really, really good, or they have just looked. I'm gonna just put it bluntly out there that they look like dog. It is bad. Like and I don't want to say like they're gonna be bad all season, but it's just been kind of like they've been practicing and practicing. But it's just that also because we're throwing teams randomly. Because I know that during preseason there was a few not controversy, but a few incidents where the players weren't given their respected roles. So I know it's gonna look a little bit different when you have like a top laner play jungle or an AD carry play jungle. So I want to start with the first clip too. And Aiden, like I believe, yeah. So this is the solo lane kill because Ketchup is arguably one of the better top laners that is coming into the league. As far as
Ketchup is known as a very strong
what
top
I've been
laner.
seeing,
He's
but this
fighting
is
into
a
the wave. Though. What
recent
is he
scrim
doing?
too. That
He's gonna be flashing over. He's gonna get the counter
with
strike over too. I don't know if he's
ROTC,
gonna be able
this
to get
was
the last
against
auto.
a
He does
practice
get the
game
conquer
too.
bomb.
So
That's just gonna be the minions. But ROTC just gets
is this
kill. That's
where
gonna
you
be 2-0
you know
for
as a
Luffy.
player you can
Here
kind
comes
of
the
go
flash
up
for
to as we
Carnage,
are going to go into the
and that's
second
gonna be
clip
an
too.
easy
But
kill. That's no
yeah,
flash.
there's one of the players looking to
Ketchup
buy
is
for a
known as a
spot
very
as
strong top laner, right?
Ignite the Ice actually gets killed by our very own Zero Kills, which was interesting too, because like we've always talked about Zero Kills as a coin flip player. He's either int or like all the way. I don't know if you noticed that, Aiden.
I've heard things, but I can't. I haven't. I don't think I've played with them enough to really make a fair assumption. But like, yeah.
Yeah, but like, and it's one of the things because like I look at this clip and it's like if Ketchup plays like that too, where he just kind of plays aggressive 24/7, he can end up losing. Red team did end up winning this game, by the way, so just as a spoiler. But if Zero Kills doesn't actually end like that, do you know he could be in contention for top 80 carry too, especially after the season he had, where you know he kind of collapsed. Like he started inting a lot of the games. They went from first place, and then they just banged all the way down. I think it was fifth or sixth place, and then they just absolutely, they just absolutely just wet the bed, honestly, and they just lost. They got the upset though. They did get an upset, but then they just lost in semis. So we'll see how.
Semis are still a pretty good
It's still a pretty
achievement to have.
Yeah, it's still a pretty good thing. Too.
I mean, I wish Mod Squad was there. Sag.
Yeah, we're gonna go into clip number 2 here. Also taken from a preseason game. Now, this is a thing that I don't know if they were just actually trolling or what happened, but I don't know what the call was, but that tower. If you're a player and you see something like this, do you want to pick up people that actually do this?
I think.
Or is it more of like, hey, you know, they're just screwing around and not taking preseason as serious as they should have?
I mean, I think preseason should not be full like try hard, but I think you should just be able to go out and like get to know some of the players and talk to captains and stuff, and captains should be able to see you play. And if you want to try hard, you're certainly like more than welcome to. But I think for this play, I really just think it came down to them thinking that it was past 14 minutes because those towers get like they're basically paper after 14 minutes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, it's not 14 minutes yet, so that's
yeah, it's really close. So I think that they might have just like thought about it, but then like look at the timer or something, or maybe they thought they could burst it down or whatever. But like, if you don't know, the towers get more armor and MR as the plates get taken, and so like with the first play, I think there's like 30 armor and MR, but at the last play there's like 150 armor and MR, and like if you're level like 8 to 10, like you can't take that really quickly at all.
Yeah, I mean this is a full 5-man that they were facing off against on the blue side, so I mean they were taking this pretty seriously. Versus Yeah, so that was a full 5-man blue team that is actually looking to come into the season.
Okay.
I know Ignite the Ice has been posting his streams and looking to improve because he definitely wants to play this season, from what I've been hearing. But as we're gonna roll into clip 3, but that's one of the other things. Like these are just a few highlights that we picked up so far that we thought were really interesting from preseason too. As we actually, have a mid lane play here. Oh, that's a BS. See, I don't get why. He probably learned that from Zero Kills, learning how to bind his mastery to any of his skills. Like Yasuo actually takes skills. Let's be honest.
Right. Okay. To be fair, Blade, I have played Yasuo. I'm not very good at him. Blade's actually beat me on my one trick as his one trick.
Will Blade be picked up though? Because he recently hit gold. So the big question is, will he be picked up?
I definitely think he should be. He's a very, very, very good player. He has a pretty good concept of the game. It's just I think where he lacks is like maybe I'm wrong because I've never seen him play any other champs other than Yasuo Yone, but I just think that his champ pool might just be too small.
Which means he just gets banned out really easily. And then you compare it to some of them, like there's rumors going around that there's a mid laner who has like nearly 25, 30 picks just alone. And like they're not even like standard mid lane picks. Like you're talking about tanks in the mid lane. You're talking about like marksmen in the mid lane. So it's like if you can ban out Beyblade, for example, do you now put him in a position where like you could just pick any mid into him because he can't play AP champions or like any other champions really well?
Well, he actually said he actually mentioned at some point that his AP pool is about as large as his AD pool. So maybe like I said.
So if it's two, wait, if it's 2 champions, so what does he have? 3?
No. But this is what I'm saying. I think there might be more that we just don't know about because like I've only seen him play Yasuo Yone, but like again that's like subjective. I don't play with Blade all that often. So he totally could know more.
Probably. Yeah, I don't even play with him that much.
I think he probably does, and I think I think anyone who picks him up might be in for a treat. Not gonna lie. I think they might.
Yeah, so we're gonna continue rolling on through our preseason clips before we get into some topics of conversations too. Oh, is this from the same? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, what is this? Is this the 2 HP Lenny? Oh no, it's not 2 HP, but this is the Lenny dodge. Like Lenny dodges that axe. Oh, that's some blue suede shoes right there.
Really good follow-up TP by Fat Girl Delicious as well.
Yeah,
I think it does get both. And forces out the Silent TP. Well, I guess Silent actually could have done work on that tower up there. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, that was really interesting too, because like you look at that, oh, the heal came through, the Guardian came through. That's got to be the worst feeling when you're about to kill. And the axe misses too.
How did that miss? Hello? Wait. I'm actually confused. I went right through her.
But do you think plays like that could actually tilt the team in the course of a game, though? To the point where it's just like, all right, let's just screw it. Like, there's nothing, no matter what I do, it's just impossible.
I mean, that's definitely more of a solo queue mindset. When you have like people around you, like talking to you and being able to be like, okay, no, we're good, we got this. Just keep it cool and stuff.
I'm surprised that Ornhorn hit though. That was close.
Yeah, these hitboxes are weird. Small.
Oh yeah. I guess. Oh yeah. Those hitboxes are weird though. Can you imagine? You're like, oh right, I'm out of it, and then just get ulted and just be like, nah, fuck that, man. I don't want to play this game anymore.
If you played against Morgana, you know exactly.
I think we have one more clip before we start getting into our topic of conversations.
CS2. The Senna's gonna get locked up with the Zenith Blade.
Yeah, we have.
Okay, we do have one more. Oh, this is the fight between. I see 2 blue side people, but I can't see any red side people. Can you? Yeah, it's the same game, but I'm making a joke because it's a Ghost of Kitaro and Ghost of Lenny.
Oh.
Why does no one get my goddamn puns? What is this?
I had no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
This was the one. Oh yeah, this was the one where Lenny lived with like 2 HP, and that's one of the things as an AD carry, so that kind of tilts me a bit. Is like when you're trying to go in, and you end up like, look at that. You get the flash auto Q 2 autos, and you don't kill the Senna. And it's so dumb because you have the Guardian, you have the heal, you have the exhaust, and it's just like, oh my god. But it's also a really good outplay from both Lenny and Katara, though. If you think about it.
Certainly is.
Bio noob. He's not a noob. He's playing, yeah, love Bio too. We got some love from Rub W in the chat. But yeah, but I want to kind of go into the first big question that I think now that we're kind of into season 2, we saw in the preseason like analysis video that was from about a week and a half ago. Like, at what point though do we start looking at this season and going, with the point limits being increased, that we could start seeing some super teams in a sense?
I think that the way that the league is like set up around with the points. Credit to our owner, our lovely owner. I think that it's a very good system, and I don't think that we can really see many super teams without cheating, without blatant just like smurfing or playing on a different account. It's like just because like how the way like the league is set up, like with the points and stuff. But however, there are definitely cases in which players are better than their rank, but they just can't climb. So maybe at that point we can get some super teams. It's pretty like it's pretty apparent. Like if you see like if it happens, like it'll be pretty apparent. Like a team will kind of just stomp. Hopefully nothing like that happens because we want all the games to be as fair as possible. But it's gonna happen. You can't really.
RDT might be a super team. That's if they rejoin together. That's if they join though. That's the thing. Because they have not been confirmed, from what I've been told.
Yeah, and I'm not sure about their ranks, but it's possible that they may have climbed to a higher rank this season.
Because if you also look at the player list, not everybody from RDT was on the list.
That's true.
Not everybody was there.
It's a lot of interesting things to think about up until about a week when season 2 actually started.
They got revealed. Fake diamond. Wow. Wow. Our own chat's flaming diamond players. But this goes on to, I think, a huge important discussion. Who has to, like, which player do you want to see step up for season 2?
See, okay, I want everybody to succeed. I'm gonna be.
Boo, that is a. All right, Aiden, welcome to this podcast. I know you made the show title, but my idea was we flame and we wrote. No kidding. It's like we stop giving a generic answer. Come on, everybody wants to do well.
Yeah.
But if you had to pick a few players per role, if you had to look at each role, look at each player and think which player has to step up from last season, or which new player have you never seen that needs to kind of show that he's or she belongs here. Which player, respectively, needs to kind of show that they deserve to be in that role, that they deserve to be top player, and needs to be able to carry their team.
Okay. So the big name that comes to mind, I gotta say, is my boy Conqueror. I love Conqueror. I've played with him a ton, played against him a ton. I think he's a very, very good player. And recently, I think he's gotten a lot better. I will say that. I think he has gotten a lot better in some scrims that I filled for him. He kind of popped off those games, but I think that he slightly underperformed last season. Although his team made it to semis, I believe.
Yeah,
but he certainly can do better. I think he is a lot better than what he showed last season, and I'm really excited to see him play again this season. Yeah, I think that's kind of the main name. And like as a mid laner, I'm a little biased because I like just watching mid laners play. But my biggest name I think is Conqueror. Okay, Notorious.
Well, here was the thing though with Conqueror though. The big thing that was like the issue was like he kind of kept switching between jungle and mid. and he would look really good in the jungle. But at the same time, he would also look really bad in the jungle. And then he would look really good in the mid. And then he would look really bad. It's a coin. I felt like that whole team, with both having Conqueror, it was Complex. It was those two, and then it was with 0 kills. They were. I would have called them the natural coin flip club, honestly, because they were just nothing but coin flip. And it was like watching just basically a standard solo queue game, and you're literally wondering how this team went from top of the rankings halfway through the season to literally fighting for the last spot.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for everyone on that team.
Right. And I do as well. And I'm not trying to say like they're bad. It's just at what point do you have to say like, hey, you got to step it up in a sense? Because I've kind of felt like, especially towards the end of the season, they needed to step it up, and they barely did.
Yeah, one could agree with that. I think that they just need to find their footing, and I'm sure. I think this might actually be the season in which they do. I'm sure that they're gonna have a lot of the same roster back. I know Conqueror and 0 Kills really like to play with each other, so.
I know Complex may not be on that team because he has his own team now.
Yeah, Complex may become a captain.
Maybe that's all I know is that is confirmed that Complex is not rejoining the teams because he is swapping roles.
Yeah, it's the season 2 is gonna be fucking awesome. Like,
we got a bunch of storylines. We got a bunch of anime show lines going. But here's the other player that probably needs to prove. I would probably pick someone. I would probably say, let's see what happens with Mailbox. Will he have his team back? Because we know that Zuko's a free agent. We know that, the role swap for Nikolai or E-Boy, depending on how you guys identify him, it's going to be quite interesting to kind of see who he's going to have as a team. Is it still going to be the same supportive team? Because I think what really made that team click last year was the fact that they had a bot lane who was they weren't flashy in a sense, because I think if you look at a lot of the other bot laners, they were flashy, they made big plays. Really, their style was just, hey, we'll fight when we'll fight, but we're just going to play for vision. And then we'll win through there anyways. And then you had a top side who was kind of like, he was a carry on the tanks. And then you had LP Bandito, who kind of allowed him to take the XP and the farm if it accelerated Mailbox. So if Mailbox gets a new team, will the new team kind of play around that same style? Or is it just going to be like, hey, I'm going to have to play with little to no resources?
Again, it's all situational. I think that Mailbox will be on a team that can certainly play around him if he needs that, if he feels like he can carry. But at the same time, I think that it's important to be able to be flexible. So you should be able to also allow yourself to be carried or help the carry out too. So I think it's a very good quality to have, or attribute to have.
Yogi, yeah, Yogi's also trying to make a comeback. Because I heard he's from what I've been hearing, he's been trying to. Is he confirmed to be at least applying for a captain? As far as I know, I'm not 100%.
I believe he's applied. Yes.
So assuming that Yogi becomes a captain, though, he's already looked to have found some players, but nothing has been confirmed yet. So, but Yogi's kind of have a chip on his shoulder because he was the best jungler rated last season, but they didn't. I don't think they made playoffs. No, they barely made playoffs because he was on Lamar Jackson fan club and they were the 6th seed, but then they got bounced.
Yeah, so many names, so little time to talk about them. Like, everyone I think on this list has extreme potential to do very good. It'll just come down to the game itself and whether or not they can actually, step up. They got to step up. They need to be able to perform under pressure, because I've played in games like this, not in AVG specifically, but games like this. LOC, looking at you. And
Damn.
rest in peace.
Wow.
Rest in peace.
Wow.
Oh no, okay. Mod Squad, I played Ari mid, Ari dog champ. Like I don't know what you want from me.
Ari champ. Ari. By the way, we have the same style that 2-1 you. Is that referring to Yogi or?
I think they're just talking shit to each other in the chat.
I'm assuming that they're talking shit to each other because I'm like, last time I checked, I beat Conqueror and Scrims, so. And yeah, I beat him with a Galio mid, and I hate playing Galio mid.
Okay, Galio is high key broken. Let's be real.
Galio is high key. I hate playing that champ mid because I feel useless. But then it's just like when you win the game, it's kind of like when you win the game, but you feel like you did nothing for the group project, and you're just kind of sitting there like, man, I didn't do jack shit.
Right.
I won the lane. You didn't win the lane. Did you? He got the free kills because my jungler inted.
Shade.
He did. Run that clip back. Let's be. No kidding. Yeah, and if Beatty Carey, when Beatty Carey does come back, will he be on a team that actually does well? Because I kind of felt like it was him literally carrying his damn team.
Well, it was the fan club.
It was a fan, but
It
there's
was
a difference
centered
between a
around
fan. But there's a difference between a fan club to like literally strapping your team on your back in a vehicle with no shoes on, walking on lava floor or something like that. Like that's literally you carrying your damn team like that.
I mean, it's definitely like he is a diamond player. He is a very good player. Like there's a lot of like pressure on him to carry those games, and I think that his team kind of expected him to, I guess, because he's really like high elo and stuff. But like I was going back to what I was saying. Like you need, if beta carry is going to carry, you have to be able to play around that and protect the shit out of him and let him carry. Because like he could probably, like, most likely he can solo carry games. I mean, he's diamond for a reason, right? He should 100% be able to. It's just a matter of, can his team help him out and do that? And like, yeah, League is so difficult to talk about because it's all so freaking situational. But
Nightmare was the best TFT player on that roster.
Nightmare.
He was the best TFT player though, sure.
You know what, Kip? I agree with you 100% there.
Have you seen Minneapolis PD? Have you seen a picture of him? That man is literally Prince fucking Charming. Although I heard like Nikolai's got probably the best beard.
Just kidding.
Hashtag not kidding on the beard part though, but true, but false on the best looking though.
Alright.
But I think as we get into, I definitely am excited to get our first legitimate podcast of the season where we actually talk about some of the teams once they're actually announced. And I think once we get a breakdown, we'll be able to kind of break down the teams more. For now, this is just a fun little experiment stream, and I think it's a good turnout.
Yeah, for sure.
For
I
sure.
definitely think, this is. You nailed it. You nailed it. I'll stop talking.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun experiment to see what happens once the first week of season comes out. Don't forget to follow both my stream. I'm going to be hopefully streaming more during the next few weeks, especially with spring break coming in next week. Thank fucking God.
I wish our university doesn't have spring break this year.
Really? Did they cancel yours?
They did. I think it's because like I'm in Michigan, and Michigan's taking COVID very, very seriously. So I think they just don't want people to travel around and then bring it back here.
Oh yeah, we get spring break, but I still have to work during spring break. So, but definitely good. Don't forget to follow Aiden's stream, the best Echo player on the AVG stream. Don't forget to follow my stream where you'll get the best inting mid laner who will play Nasus mid and like a bunch of bullshit champions mid. Come catch us on the best two mid laners. Honestly, no kidding. The best two streaming mid laners that are fun, interactive, and don't forget to follow AVG for more analysis of very interesting dudes. As we'll hopefully get more content come season 1.
And a better name.
And a better name. Season two will be hype. Our name will be hype. Our content will be hype. I know Conqueror and Damar will not int.
One can dream.
One can dream of a non-inting team. But with that, I am, yeah, definitely check out the stream. I'll be actually streaming in a few minutes once I eat, because I need to go eat first. I need to go eat. Shout out to Enemy. Yeah, shout out to Enemy for production. Shout out for him creating season 2. We had a very successful season 1. So with that, it is almost 6 o'clock. Any last words you want to say?
It's gonna be metal, as Michael Scott would say. If you don't get that reference, please don't talk to me. If you don't get that reference,
I thought you were talking about NSYNC.
no.
That's literally 2 different generations. You're either a boomer who's like listened to NSYNC and you know where that lyric came from, or you've watched The Office and you're like some Gen Z person who's watched it religiously. I don't know. It's literally 2 different worlds in one server, and I feel like we're just gonna have a bunch of fighting back and forth. Like, it's from NSYNC, it's from The Office, but my final thoughts is that somebody's about to be body-audied on this damn day 1. Somebody's about to be bodied so bad, honestly. Mark my words, somebody's about to be bodied. And it's gonna be glorious to see that person get bodied. I don't know who, though. I don't know who. We'll figure out once the official rosters are released. I will say who. I will give my prediction of who's gonna get bodied.
All right. Well, yeah. I think we're good.
And with that, we will sign off for the night. Don't forget to follow all the both Twitch channels that were linked on the stream. Don't forget to follow AVG too. We start season 2 next week. So
Hype.
big hype.